Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. I believe that in April we start with a clear canvas. So I have 4 tips that Dr. Ivan Misner recently shared in a web podcast. And so I thought it was pretty cool, and it's perfect timing for every chapter. And it's the 4 pillars of a successful BNI chapter. So the number 1 pillar is visitors or guests. Number 2 is a well-run meeting. Number 3 is follow-up post-meeting. And number 4 is accountability for the chapter members. So I really want to kind of touch base on each one of these points. So number 1, visitor or guests. A chapter of your size should have anywhere from 8 to 10, even up to 15 visitors or guests coming on a weekly basis. Imagine, you may not get your 50-second infomercial, but you are sure to get at least 35 to 40 seconds. Now, think about this. Guests are people who you can do business with, and perhaps a visitor is someone that can join the chapter. So why not think of the people that you invite as either a visitor or a guest? Okay, so guests are people that we can do business with, because chapters are reporting that about 20 to 30% of their gross revenue is actually coming from guests. Now, number 2, a well-run meeting, and it's really about the hidden elements in the 90-minute BNI meeting. So starting from the visitor hosts, they greet you at the door, they show you in, they assist you in helping choose your breakfast selection, and even after the meeting, they are there to touch base with our visitors and guests. Now, the leadership team, you too are responsible for a well-run meeting, so include all the components in the agenda. Don't cut anything out. Also, it's really important to have a visitor orientation at the end of the meeting. This is when we give the visitors, those that can actually join the chapter, an application, and we invite them to come out again. Now, follow-up post-meeting. Visitors need to follow up with all of our visitors and our guests after the meeting. Now, and members need to follow up with the referrals they've received. How about that? It's not just follow up for visitor hosts. We need to continue to interact with each other. So follow up on the referrals you received. Who here, show of hands, follows up with the referrals they have given within a week of giving a referral? Okay, we should all be putting up our hands next time. We all need to stay in the middle of a referral, because if a member did not follow up with your referral, didn't call your client, are you going to be inclined to continue to give them referrals? Think about that. And number 4, accountability for the chapter members. So this is where the membership committee really has a lot to do with this. So being there each week, we need to come and show up each week. And when we do go on holidays, perfect. When we do go away on holidays, we have a sub. That's part of being accountable. Also, bringing guests and visitors. That is part of being accountable, because that's one of the 4 units of contributions that we are assigned to bring. Also, having prepared infomercials and 5 or 10-minute speaker presentations. That's being accountable. And the membership committee, when they are functioning well, then they are going to oversee that. So just to recap, the 4 pillars of a successful BNI chapter are bringing visitors or guests, anywhere from 10 to 15 a week, having a well-run meeting, follow up with each meeting, so visitor hosts follow up with guests, and members, we have to follow up with each other, and lastly, accountability for the chapter members, showing up, being prepared, having fun. So these 4 pillars are really successful for a BNI group, especially of your size, with your goals. And so chapters that tend to follow these tips have more business, and overall they are more successful. I'm Ozzie with BNI, and BNI is changing how the world does business.